BBC Hooniverse.
I used to love it as a kid when Doctor Who would update the theme tune. You know, when you move into to the Fifth Doctor, suddenly it's all synthesizers. And it's like, whoa, and you've come from that sort of much more analogy world of the Fourth Doctor, gone into the updated world of, now we're in the 1980s nearly, and it's all synth and electronic and all that kind of stuff. I used to love that. I was crazy about that.
Now, one of the other things you've worked on that I would deem as the perfect continuation, and I would say that it it's sad that it never made it to TV, but I am still glad it happened because even in audio, it is still perfect. The cover art just showcases that it doesn't need TV. A photo will do. What's it like working on the incredible Eric Roberts version of Master exclamation mark?
Mm, yeah. Um, so I got a phone call one day from Matt Fitton, script editor at Big Finish, and he said, "Would you like to write this for this new series that we're doing?" I said, "What is it?" He said, "It's called Master, and it's the Eric Roberts TV movie Master." I was like, "Yes, yes, yes, absolutely." Oh, what? Yeah, great, amazing. And then he gave me the brief as well and said, "Yeah, so it's basically sort of post-Dalek invasion." I was like, "Oh, this is like the perfect job.
Yeah,
Doesn't get any better than this, does it?" Because I rather liked the TV movie.
so did I. I got a German copy of it by accident.
Oh, really?
I bought it on DVD and then I realized there's a video on YouTube, me opening going, ooh, ooh, it's in German. And I didn't realize, I couldn't see from the Amazon listing that it was in German.
Do you watch it in subtitles?
Well, no, they've got an English version, so you just switch it to English in the DVD, so you can
Oh,
watch.
nice.
You just
Oh,
got
great.
you got a German cover, a DVD cover box of it.
Oh, nice. Might be quite rare.
Well, most of the items in the world of Doctor Who become rare. Eventually, that's when you don't take it out of the box. More money later. And do you think that? Why do you think that the audio was the best place for the continuation of Eric Roberts' Master? Because even though it would work really well as his own spin-off on TV, I just think the audio it just captures it incredibly.
Yeah, it's there's a lot to this actually. I'll see if I can cover some of it. Because one of the problems you have with the Master is that the Master is essentially an antagonist. He's not really a protagonist. He's not the guy who we're supposed to root for. So it's very difficult to put him into the first person all the time and give him his own show. And this is really this has split the listenership a little bit at Big Finish as well because some people really liked the fact that the Vienna and the Master were used as each other's foils, or she was used as a foil to him. Whereas some people just wanted it to be the Master show. But making it the Master show is quite difficult because the Master essentially just wants to destroy stuff a lot of the time. He's like your archetypally evil character, so he requires a foil. So this was kind of a difficulty within that. Um, I want to come back to your question though, which is what makes it this. So in the movie, we follow the protagonist, which is the Doctor, and the Master is the obvious protagonist. And in that way, you don't get the antagonist never gets as much character development. You don't get to know that person as well. Essentially, they become this is I mean this is a generalization, but they're much more two-dimensional. in a great piece of writing. They're nicely fleshed out, but they're much more two-dimensional than our protagonist, because our protagonist is the one we're really interested in. Whereas when we got to write for audio, we got to beef the character out a lot more, and there were a few ideas around it. There was this whole sort of idea about the fact that, so in fact, I think I heard a review where they said this this movie master on audio is like a straight out psychopath. He's kind of terrifying. He's physically intimidating. He's a lot of, if you look at the Roger Delgado master, he's this sort of incredibly intense, hypnotic, sort of small Napoleon-like terrifying individual. But you're scared of him. You're not scared that he could beat you up. That's not the intimidation. And then you've got the Anthony Ainley master, who is this sort of wicked stepfather kind of master. Again, really smart guy. But you can be in the same room as this guy. You can be, I'm thinking Logopolis, I remember being a kid and going, but they're in the same room as the master. Are they not in danger? And, but he's not a physically intimidating guy. Whereas this guy really is. You'd fear for your life in his physical presence. And that was a sort of thing that we wanted to accentuate. And so it's one example of where we were able to build that character into something that you weren't necessarily going to see if it had been televised, even, because you're not going to follow that guy. That guy's going to be he's the instrument of doom for the Doctor, whereas this is his show. And that's been developed as well since. One of my contemporaries from drama school, actually, who's a great friend of mine, Lizzie Hopley, has been writing on Dark Gallifrey, and that's sort of taking it further. Again, I've not heard any of that yet.
Don't forget to subscribe to the official Tom Mason YouTube channel.